What's going on, everybody? Rob A here, and today we are going to take a look at Transformers Masterpiece 34 Cheetor, or better known as Cheetor from Beast Wars. Now, full disclosure, I am a huge sucker for Beastformers, and cheetahs happen to be my favorite animal. So those two things combined make this a pretty exciting purchase for me. But this is part of the Beast Wars 20th anniversary, even though that was, you know, a little while ago. We're a little bit past the 20th right now, but really excited to have Cheetor in hand. I did like the character more or less. He wasn't my favorite in Beast Wars, but I did certainly like his design quite a bit. So you can see very, very nice looking beast mode here. Very, very nice looking robot mode here. We've got some more shots of the beast mode on the side and robot mode on the other side. And on the back, we can see some nice shots as well. Robot mode, beast mode, some of the features, the head with the different... It looks like he's got different eye options. You can see the back where this is kind of the most controversial part of the beast mode, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And then just, you know, various things. Laser Shot A, which is just this gun. His gut gun, and the Laser Shot B, which is his tail gun, of course. And just shows some of the different face options, images from the show, and just a back image of Cheetor here. So I am super, super excited about this guy. I think Optimus Primal was a near perfect Masterpiece Transformer, and I'm hoping this guy kind of lives up to that standard set. So I'm going to go ahead, get this guy open, and we'll check him out in just a moment. Alrighty guys, so here we are with Masterpiece Cheetor. Before we take a look at that, we're going to take a quick look at just some of the paperwork that comes packaged with this guy. And first up, we're going to look at his little collector card here. It's very glossy. Transformers Masterpiece MP-34 Cheetor, the Slack-Jaw Yoko. So obviously it's got a nice little image of Cheetor here on the front and on the back. It's got his stats and a little bio that I cannot read, so you know, that's fine. It does actually, you can read the stats because they do have it listed in English. So there you go. You got all that beast mode, robot mode, etc, etc, etc. It's got a very nice full color instruction sheet here. Laser Shot A, Laser Shot B, more images of the figure, faces, etc. Pics from the show, showing you how to transform his weapons as well as weapon storage in robot mode. And then on the other side are the instructions, of course. So let's get right into it. Here is Cheetor, and his beast mode is decent. And you know, here's the thing. You're going from a super stylized cartoon animal to a super stylized cartoon robot. That is not an easy task, and I think for what they had to work with, they did a really, really good job. And I know the backs of the legs are a big matter of contention, and I totally get it. I totally understand, and there are ways that maybe they could have worked around these a little bit. Honestly, I think it would have been a little bit better if they could just have these come up, and in the same way that this rotates, because it has a foot pivot for an ankle tilt. But if you had this thing come up, turn around, and then lie back like that, but you know, like this way around, so it would look kind of sort of a little bit more like that. I think that might have been a little bit better, but trying to get cartoon accuracy with the robot legs, and obviously, you know, the robot is probably going to be the more important aspect here. And you know, if you are displaying in beast mode, as long as you don't have the back legs kind of front and center, it's much less noticeable. There are a little bit of gaps in the sides here that are noticeable here, but again, they're not terrible, and you can kind of work around them as well just by positioning the body, you know, fills that in. The beast mode does have some articulation here. You do have a little bit, as I showed you, a little bit of wiggle in the torso here, and you've also got the head can actually go up, go down, go side to side. The mouth can open and close, and I'll show off some more of the head in just a moment. The arms, the shoulders can rotate forward should you so desire it, but the front legs can actually move independently of that, and you can even spread the legs out if you want to have him, stop short, in surprise or whatever. He's, that rotates like that. He does have a bicep swivel in his front leg here. He does have an elbow joint as well. And he does have a paw forward and back, as well as a tilt side to side on those front paws. As for the back legs, they can of course go back. You can stretch them out a little bit. They're a little bit, obviously this is kind of a stopping point here. You can get that a little further back if you want to have him kind of more in a resting kind of position. So you do get that going on. And of course this does also have the paw articulation. Just front to back on these, I don't think there's the swivel. No, there's not the tilt. So it's just front to back. You see even his little paws are painted in here. It's quite nice looking. He does have a little gap under here. It's really not noticeable when you're looking at him in pretty much any angle but underneath. So, that's fine. This is kind of the most little weird thing for me. He's got little nips. He's got his like robot mode head is tucked in here, and because the crest is so long and pointy, it does pop out of the beast mode like little cat nips. So you got that going on. And his tail is posable. It's got 1-2 points of articulation, and you can kind of move it just however however you like. But it's a cheetah, so you should probably have it out. It is a little stumpy for a cheetah tail, but that is okay. Let's talk about this head of his. So the head is very cool, and at the same time a little bit frustrating. So we'll go over it. So he's got 3 different heads that he comes with. He's got this guy with the open mouth and big fangs exposed, and the kind of squinty eyes. And on all 3 of the heads, you can actually move the jaw. So all of the heads, you can open and close the mouth. He's got this one, which is his surprised face, which has a little bit wider lower jaw, you can see. And that, of course, you can also close it, so he's got, kind of a worried look on his face. And then this is the stock head that he comes with. And you can, of course, open the mouth. There are teeth in there. And close it. And it's just kind of got his normal looking eyes. He does have little whiskers on all of these heads. They're just little plastic whiskers. And I do worry a little bit about the whiskers. I worry about having this guy, if you display him in robot mode, which most of us would tend to do, about the whiskers eventually getting warped and misshapen over time, because they are inside the body of Cheetor, but hopefully that will not be an issue. So the whole deal is it shows you all these images with eyes in different positions. So the eyes can be shifted around. The eyes are just on this little piece here, and you pop them out, and you have this really creepy looking eyeball thing. And then you can just grab your head here, pop the eyes out, pop the new eyes in, and now he is looking in a different direction. So that's really kind of a cool thing. And I do believe also that you can, in fact, transform this guy no matter which head is on Cheetor's body at the time. So that's really cool. So we're going to go ahead and leave him with the kind of angry face going here. And we'll just close the mouth there for now. And we will transform this guy into robot mode in just a minute, but I do want to show off really quickly size comparison. Unfortunately, I don't have Generations Rat Trap or Rhinox handy, but this guy will be kind of huge compared to those guys. So, you know, keep that in mind. This is basically a Voyager class figure. I'd put him really at home with the car bot Transformers. But here is Cheetor, and here is Optimus Primal in beast mode. So you can see they do look quite good together. And one more thing, he does have just under here, he's got a little peg hole for an action stand, so you can't have this guy, you know, kind of up in the air running poses or jumping or whatever, you know, whatever suits you. So there are your two current Masterpiece Beast Wars characters. Alright guys, transforming this guy into robot mode is not terribly complicated, but there are some steps, you know. So first up, we want to remove all of the weapons from this guy, and we're going to go ahead and grab his tummy gun here. So we're going to kind of lift his torso up and just pop that out. And it just attaches by this little post here. You can see right up under there. Just slots in. So we'll put that right off to the side. And then there's another gun back here that's going to form his tail and a big chunk of the cheetah's butt section. So we're going to lift these panels up and just kind of wiggle this out, and it untabs. Just like that. You can see there's a hole there and just this little channel that this peg and the gun barrel will fit into. And we'll just make sure this is kind of even. There we go. And we'll just put that off to the side for now as well. Alright, so once you've got that done, we're going to go ahead, bring this flap back here, and we're going to take the legs, and the first thing you want to do is rotate them out like this. Just they're facing up like so. Now we're going to come on down here and bring this bit down like this. So there's this little tab here, this little slot here, so this all slots in together. We're just going to untab that. And now we're going to come around, we're going to rotate it, and we're going to bring it back up, and now the same tab is going to tab into this slot like so, and that's going to form the robot crotch basically. So let's go ahead and do the legs, and you'll kind of see why they chose to do what they did on the back legs here. So first thing, you want to just straighten these out like that, and that's pretty much that. So just bring it down. It kind of soft locks into place from this step to this step. There you go, like that. So that's going to be part of it. And now we want to bring up the knee pads, which are part of why I'm sure the feet ended up where they did. So we're going to bring those up like that. Now we're going to bring the cheetah feet, we're going to fold up and then fold in on both sides, just like that. Bring the heels down, and now bring the feet up and down, and you'll see some kind of cool stuff going on here. So I'm going to bring this down, it's going to lock into place here, and then the feet themselves are just going to push back towards the heel and then push up at the same time, and it's going to lock those feet into place up like that. So, and then you still got the rotation here, and then you want to just take this little bit and fold it right in to fill in that gap and give him his leg spikes. So do the same on the other leg. Just fold that up, snap into place, close that up, and there you have Cheetor's robot legs all done. Alright, next up we're going to take this flap here, bring it down. You can see the kind of false chest here for Cheetor. I'm just going to go ahead and slide that back. There's a little channel here, so slide it all the way back, and then just folds down like so, and locks into place just like that. Now we're coming up to the upper half of the cheetah. So we want to take the cheetah head, and it's on this little post that lets you take the head and remove the head. So it's just on this little post here. And here's the part that's kind of annoying about it. So you want to tab it onto the post to change out the cheetah head, but it's the same post that actually sinks in, so you can see you collapse the neck here, to lock that down for robot mode. So if you're not careful, you can end up, when you're trying to just change the cheetah head out, you can end up just collapsing the neck piece instead, well, at the same time, I guess. And then when you try and get it back out, the head pops off again, and it's just kind of obnoxious. But so we'll just plug that in there like so, shorten that neck down, and that's ready for our next step. So we're going to bring the cheetah legs forward here, just like so. Just kind of get them all out of the way. All right. Now we're going to kind of bring this all back. It doesn't really matter. You can do it now or do it later. So this panel here, these two panels, I should say, are going to come back just like so. We're going to separate them, and these are going to become the robot arms, obviously. So we're going to swing these around just like this. Swing these around. Now the cheetah legs here, they're going to kind of be getting in the way currently. So what we want to do is we want to fold these up and fold them out to the side. And it might be a little hard to see. There's a little tab here and a slot that's actually... yeah, a slot that's back there. It might be a little hard to see, but you're going to bring this up and then bring it back onto that tab, and it's just going to tuck in firmly there. And we're just going to kind of get the cheetah legs themselves, up and out of the way. So just rotate them up and kind of leave them out of the way for now. Do the same on the other side. Bring it up, bring it back until it locks into place, and then just bring this cheetah leg up just to kind of get it out of the way. And you can kind of see what's going on here. And this is kind of a cool part as well. So let's get the robot head exposed, and to do that we're just gonna twist it up, and you can see Cheetor's robot head there. Bring it up forward like so, and now you can rotate it around. You can see the cheetah head here. So we're going to collapse this whole section like so. We're going to lift this piece up, and now we're going to bring this piece back here that attaches the cheetah head and the rest of the body, is going to accordion down and in. Like so. Alright, and now that's whole section is going to come down and just collapse inside, so the cheetah head is going to collapse in right behind the false cheetah head, which I think is really cool. And it kind of says to me that, you know, if they really wanted to, they could have in fact probably just had this cheetah head be the cheetah head for the robot mode, but it wouldn't have looked right. It wouldn't have looked, you know, show accurate enough. So they did put in this false cheetah head, but you don't have to remove anything, and it's going right in front of the actual cheetah head. So it doesn't feel so much as a like a fakey cheat to me, to be honest. So now we're just going to actually go ahead, and it's a little hard to see. There's little indents here that you kind of want to line up. It could be a little tricky to get it all to line up just right. But once you've got everything kind of mushed into place, you should be able to tab this blue piece in. And that's pretty much what you're looking at, I think. Seems to be about right. All right. So that's good. And now you want to take the shoulders here and bring them up like so, and they'll lock into place there. Like so, and they should lock into place just like that. Swivel the arms around, bring the elbows down, and now grab these bits, and they're gonna accordion back. And while these are back, you can actually swivel the hands around, and they are just pegged in here, so if you need to get them out of the way, you can. And they do actually tab onto these little tabs on the forearm here. The same on the other side. Swivel that arm around. Swing this around and tab it. Now turn them around to the back here. And we've got our cheetah legs, and you can see this one has a hole in it, this one has a tab on it, so we're just going to go ahead and fold these over and peg them together. Just make sure they're all kind of lined up correctly, and there you have Masterpiece Cheetor in robot mode. Alright, now very quickly, let's do his weapons here as well. So for this this gun here, we're just going to go ahead and lift these panels like this, flap them around the back here, and they're just going to plug in to these little slots. Then these bits are gonna swing around like so. We're gonna lift the barrel up here and then twist it. It just rotates, then goes up, and then this piece we can just push down here, and that's the handle right there. And then the tail actually folds around and then plugs into both of those as a kind of a arm handguard or whatever you want to call it. So that's basically one weapon. And then the other one is quite simple. You just open this up, fold out the barrel, close that back up, and then flip out the handle, and there's this little gut gun, which is painted up quite nicely, despite being, you know, a gun made out of cat guts. Ugh. So here is Cheetor. Let's get a close-up of that face. A very nice face. He does have light piping in his eyes, which, you know, works fairly well. He has a few extra faces also, so let me show those to you now. So he's got kind of a smiling face right here, or a surprised face as it's called, and a smirking face. It's a little hard to tell, I apologize, but there you go. That's much better. So, there we go. Nice little freckles on both. And to put those on, you just want to basically grab them gently by the head crests and pull. It's just plugged in by this one little peg here. Here's his regular face. So very, very nice, very nicely painted, very nicely sculpted. And then you can put on whichever face you like. So articulation wise, he's got his head can go up and down side to side. Well, only down about that far, really. He's got shoulders, universal shoulders, very stiff universal shoulders. They can go in a little bit as well. He's got bicep swivel. He's got a double jointed elbow. He's got very long thumbs. His thumbs are weirdly long. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but his thumbs are weirdly long. His hands, of course, can open up like so, and he does have a wrist swivel because his hands are just on a peg, as we saw. He does have a waist swivel. He's very stiff, and his legs, of course, are universal. And he's got very nice deep knee bends, almost a double knee. Yeah, basically a double knee. And of course, his feet can go like that. And he does also have the ankle tilt for those wide action poses. Really a very, very nice figure. And just quick show him off with his boss monkey. Let's get him kind of situated here. So here he is with Masterpiece Primal. So you can see Primal is a nice bit bigger than Cheetor, despite Cheetor being, you know, very massive in compared to his gorilla mode. Obviously his robot mode is quite a bit taller, and you know, he does make for a very nice slender robot mode, which is absolutely, you know, spot on to the animation model, and just really is a beautiful job here. You can see the kind of fake cheetah head looking very, you know, faithful to the animation. You got that the crotch piece, I guess. So very nice the way the legs fold over on the back. Everything's clean. There's no stuff hanging off. So I mean, yeah, they had to make a few, you know, little caveats in the beast mode in order to get the robot mode looking so absolutely, well, spot on smooth, to steal a phrase. But he's got he does have his weapons, as we mentioned, and those can go in his hands just like any you know, Masterpiece Transformer. Just get him in the get it in the slot and close the fingers over it, and you've got his weapon here. And because of, you know, just how posable he is, he does also, I did forget to mention, his wrists can also go in and out. They are jointed at the wrist itself rather than just a swivel. You can actually turn the wrist inward and outward, which does help for some posing. I do need to kind of figure out where I'm at here. It's a little bit, there we go. So if we get this going, this up, he can, so he's having a little bit of a hard time holding it, but I think it's because the gold paint is kind of making that slot a little too tight at the moment, but I'm sure it'll loosen up over time and not be so bad. It also may be that I'm doing something wrong, but you know, there we go. We got it. That's the ticket. That's the stuff right there. All right, so now he's got it. He's got a nice and firm grip on his guts. So you can go firing those off into the wilderness. Now, this one might be a little more tricky, this gun, because, you know, it doesn't actually have the tab, and it does have the tail that kind of wraps around it. So this one we might have to fiddle with a little bit to kind of get in a proper position. So let's close his hand around that. I guess do this. So I mean, he can certainly hold it, and it just, you know, goes over his wrist like that. So not a big deal, honestly. Just like to get this collapsed, and then I'll feel better about life. There you go. So yeah, very, very nicely done. Really, really beautifully made, beautifully painted. You know, the printed on spots and everything are absolutely gorgeous. Really do so much to enhance the figure. And I'm just glad to see that they're still keeping up the same standard that was set with Primal. At least, you know, in my opinion. Now, I've heard rumors that they are making a Masterpiece Dinobot, and I am so insanely excited about that. Dinobot being one of my favorite characters. I think most people's one of favorite characters from the show. So I'm really excited to see what they come up with for that. And yeah, just another really, really solid figure in the Masterpiece line. And looks great in both modes, even though there's a little bit, you know, there's a little bit of, you know, liberties taken with that beast mode, just to get this, you know, nearly perfect robot mode out of it. I think is more than acceptable. So yeah, very, very nicely done. So that is going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really does help me out. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back with more Transformers reviews coming real soon, so stick around for that. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.